Okay everyone, so I guess I will consider this the first vlog of our PCS journey back to the States. So an Oconus PCS in reverse. I don't even know if there's like an official name. Anyway, today was a crazy day. We spent like all day on post. We had our meeting with the transportation office for basically like a briefing for our household goods and POV scheduling, and going over all the rules and signing all these papers and whatnot. And then we also went to the housing office to schedule our temporary furniture to be delivered. So that'll be delivered the same day that our household goods are taken away. Once we have our flight date, then we can go and schedule our pre and final inspections for our base housing, but you just can't do that until you have your flight date. And what else? We did a lot of stuff yesterday. What did we do? We scheduled the household goods and POV shipment online. So you can do that online, but then you actually have to go into the office for your counseling briefing thing and to kind of like confirm everything. And then what was the second thing we did? We put in our application for housing in California. And there was one other thing we did. Can't remember. But also something else that's very helpful is to print out a blank calendar for like the next few months, like however many months until you PCS, and maybe even the month after you get there, because it'll take a while for your stuff to arrive, and so you want to have that on the calendar as well. So we have like October, November, December printed out, and blank calendar, put in your dates, and then write in key dates for when things are going to happen. So our car is going to get shipped the same day that we have pack up, so one of us will have to go do that while the other one stays with the packers. It's just a lot to be done in a short amount of time. It's nice that I'm familiar with all these things because I did it in reverse, or I did it coming here, but I had more time. So just be organized. That's the key. So I thought I would do a little vlog update. And I apologize for the coughing in this video because I am just getting over a cold. So is Mark. I am waiting in our rental car here on Clay Casern on the main base in Wiesbaden while Mark does some work like checking his email, and then he has to run to the clinic. This has been a crazy week. Monday started out kind of crappy because I was not feeling well. The cold that Mark had then hit me, and I just felt like total crap. I didn't want to do anything, and so I didn't really do anything. So I'm looking at my calendar here. Let's see, Friday I got an email memo from the California Alcohol Board saying that we don't need a letter of exemption in order to ship in wine and liquor into the state. Now every state is going to be different, and some states will require you to have a letter of exemption, an LOE, and that has to be submitted with your household goods packet in order to be authorized to bring that into the state from Germany. So I got confirmation from that, so we included that that memo saying that you don't need a letter from California. It was Saturday. We cleaned off all of our outdoor equipment for our inspection that happened this week for outdoor equipment. Yeah, Monday I really did. Oh, the other thing I did over the weekend was take inventory of all the alcohol. So that's the other thing you have to do with alcohol, is you have to inventory everything. I mean, there's very specific guidelines on what you need to tell them, but it's things like the name of the wine or the liquor. You can't bring beer or sparkling, anything carbonated is not allowed. The year it was produced, what you paid for it, how many bottles, total price, all of that kind of stuff, the percentage of alcohol. So I did all that, and I typed it up on a spreadsheet, and there's this, like I said, there's a whole packet that you have to submit to transportation before your household goods get picked up. Tuesday, I started prepping for shipping our car out, so I reserved a rental car through Enterprise on base
which is the car I'm sitting in right now. Yesterday, that was Wednesday. That was a big day. We did our last like really big thing, which was booking our flights. So we are officially leaving Germany on October 29th. We have a morning flight. It's not like super early, thankfully. And then we also booked Zoe's cargo spot. We are flying commercial. Normally in the orders, it will say that you have to fly Patriot Express, which is operated by the Air Mobility Command of the Air Force. That's what I flew coming over here. I had a great experience. Nothing, absolutely nothing against Patriot Express. I had a great experience and I recommend it to people. But in our situation, because one, we are moving to California from Germany, that's quite a long haul. And if we were to fly Patriot Express, we would have to fly out of Ramstein, of course. And then we would have to fly to Baltimore, Maryland, to BWI. And at SATO, which is the travel office, the guy said that normally when you fly from Ramstein to BWI, normally because of like the timing, you normally have to stay overnight. So you have to stay overnight at BWI. I don't know if you get a hotel or if you have to like stay in the airport. And that's only if you need a layover. Like if you're like close to your duty station, then that wouldn't apply. But then most likely you're going to have at least one other flight, if not two or more, going to the West Coast. And so we wanted to avoid that. One, with me being pregnant, that would have not been fun. If you have, I don't know if you get a hotel or if you have to actually stay in the airport. And two, it's mostly it's because of the dog. And we just didn't want to make her endure several flights. And it might have been more expensive to do it that way and pay for like multiple flights. I'm not really sure about the cost, but basically we wanted to spare Zoe from having to be transferred and going through like the trauma of seeing us and then putting her away again, seeing us put her, having her taken away. You can get a commercial flight if one, there's no more human spots on the flight, or two, you have a pet that needs to go in cargo and there's no cargo spots within the window of time that you need to travel. And for us, there were no pet spots in cargo available until November 8th. And we needed to be in California no later than November 7th. So we were in the clear to do commercial. At first, it looked like we were going to get a flight from San Francisco to San Francisco from Frankfurt, and then a little like regional flight from San Francisco to our ultimate destination, like less than an hour. But then I called, so we kind of put that on reserve, and it was with United. And then I called United Pet Safe, which is the pet company, that's like the pet cargo branch of United. And they were like, okay, the dog can fly from Frankfurt to San Fran, but they cannot, because of the size of the crate, cannot be put onto the flight from San Fran to the ultimate destination. So I told the person on the phone, I said, well, what we can do, I said, our ticket needs to end up at this regional airport, which is our duty station, or the city of our duty station. That's just what the military normally dictates. And I said, we can just get off the flight, get our dog, and rent a car. But we couldn't do that according to the airline because the dog has to have the same destination as our human tickets. So we couldn't have our tickets end up at the regional airport and the dog end up in San Fran. So what we ended up having to do was, instead of paying for the government rate on the government travel card, we used our personal card, paid for the leisure rate, which ended up being way, way, way cheaper than the government flexible rate. And hopefully we will be able to get reimbursed for that, and show them why we did that, because we needed to do that because of the dog, because the dog cannot get on that flight from San Fran to our ultimate destination. So we got a nonstop flight from Frankfurt to San Francisco on United. It's almost a 12-hour flight, renting a car and driving from San Fran to our new duty station. And I did get a memo, like an email from United, of them stating the size kennel, like this is the maximum size kennel that will fit on that regional flight, so that we have a justification to give to the finance office, like this is why we did it this way. I know it sounds super confusing and most people will not do it this way, but it may be a course of action that some people may need to take. And at any rate, we are flying commercial, which I'm very happy about. So we also picked up this rental car, and then today we lint rolled our SUV to get all the dog hair out so that we wouldn't get charged extra for the car cleaning. And then we took the car to get like totally cleaned, everything, undercarriage, under the hood. I mean, you have to have it pretty spotless in order to pass inspection before it gets shipped out. So I will not be seeing our SUV again until we are in California, because Mark will be going to the inspection appointment while I am with the movers on Monday. We have been getting a lot done. It's been awesome. I'm still pretty much keeping up with YouTube and managing being pregnant and being kind of sick. So I would say things are going along really, really well. We're getting our way with things how we want. I couldn't be more happy. So I think being organized really goes a long way to helping everything go smoothly, and just being on top of things. I mean, sometimes things are outside of your control and it doesn't matter how organized you are, but being organized is a help. So, and it keeps your mind at ease that you're not forgetting anything. Hey guys, so. It's Friday. What is it? Friday, October 4th. So we are getting down to the wire with packing. A couple things I need to do today. And this tip was passed on to me by another military spouse who did Oconus PCS, is you get 2 different types of painter's tape, so you like white and blue, and you use that to label things both for the movers and for your own memory. You know, like don't pack this, or this needs to go. Or what I did coming here is I would put labels on closet doors, like, you know, unaccompanied baggage inside, or, you know, UB inside, just so I would remember, like when the movers got there, like, hey, we need to go into this closet, just so I didn't forget because it was out of sight. Also need to update our inventory. I did a detailed inventory before coming here of all our valuables, like our big furniture and things. But, you know, we bought this table here that was made in the Netherlands out of like reclaimed wood or whatever. Anyway, it was not cheap. So that needs to go on there, like all our Polish pottery, the cuckoo clock, just anything that we've acquired of value at the Steins. And then it's always a good idea to either take pictures or video. And then we need to start, basically by Monday, we need to be living out of our suitcases, because then the movers will be here. So that's what we have on the table for today.
I've been giving her like little treats. Okay, Zoe, you can come out now. What the heck? Where's my stuff? Where's my bread? Where's my bed?
Where'd everything go? Where did everything go?
All right, guys, they are about to leave. Let's get some video of them leaving. Go outside. There it goes. Say bye. possessions. So long. See you in California. So Margaret's trying to explain what it's like, you know, in these last days of living in this, you know, basically empty stairwell. Most people don't get this kind of transition, you know.
So it happens every 2 to 3 years in any sort of PCS. No, you're not getting any. You're gonna be below 70 pounds. It's like an unstable quantum state. So as you see before you now, everything that defined and described a home life, the couch, the TV, all the things that define and describe and make us comfortable in a living setting is gone. And so it's an unstable quantum state where it's kind of like shaking. It's becoming unstable to a point where you just are ripped out of this environment and thrust into a new environment in California or wherever you end up going.